Hey. So I'm making a video about my favorite cutscenes from each Xenoblade game, kind of to build off my video about my favorite areas from each game. I kind of like doing that, so I wanted to do one for the cutscenes. And spoiler alert, I mean, my favorite cutscene for Xenoblade 2 is the one where we meet Klaus and he explains everything about, you know, what happened, how the world the way it is, and you know that's relevant to this video because that's what this video is about. And at the end of that cutscene, Klaus says this:
Perhaps I will be able to face you again, Galea.
And ever since my first time ever playing Xenoblade 2, this line has always like bothered me or stuck with me. I've always had it in like the back of my mind, always remembering it, because this supposedly, you know, is foreshadowing towards something. At the time, people thought, oh, Xenoblade 3, Klaus gonna beat Galea again, whatever, but obviously that's not the case. And that just makes it even more mysterious, because what could that mean? It could just be a nothing thing and him just missing Galea, but the way it's set up is just too important, and they want us to see it to just not mean anything. It's at the very end of the cutscene before we go to fight Malos, and it kind of just lingers for a second when the camera pans up to that whole like circle disc area. It kind of is similar to the area Klaus is sitting in, like he's in the middle of it, and there's like the whole disc thing above him and below him. So maybe there was like another little disc thing where Galea would have sat right there. I don't know. At first I was thinking he could have, like, did Klaus know that the worlds would rejoin, because you know after he died, the worlds, Xenoblade 1 and 2 worlds are, you know, created of opposing matter, so obviously they would attract each other and combine again and come back together as one. And I was thinking, oh, did Klaus know that would happen? And then when it did happen, Mainith would kind of like fuse back into full Galea, and Zanza would join Klaus to be whole Klaus again. But that wouldn't really make any sense, because I'm sure they would have died. I don't know. Considering Klaus knew Zanza was close to dying, maybe he knew that Mainith was dead. But that whole part of the cutscene right there where he's saying, oh, Galea, perhaps I'll face you once again, or someday, I already forgot what he said, but whatever. That could have been like right before Zanza killed Mainith, so he didn't know, or he just can't really see into the Xenoblade 1 world, and he just kind of had a feeling that Zanza was about to die, like he somehow knew that. So perhaps he, for some reason, thought that the worlds would come back together one day, and then he'd see Galea again. But that's kind of just like insane headcanon that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. The more practical thing, or the one that makes more sense, this is also isn't really as logical, but it makes more sense than what I just said, is that he was just meaning, you know, as he knew Zanza was growing near to dying, being killed, eventually Klaus would die, and he could have just been saying, perhaps one day I'll face you again, Galea. Like maybe he will meet her again in the collective unconscious, like when he dies and goes to the collective unconscious, he'll see Galea there. I don't really know. That's also just like some stupid headcanon that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. I haven't like thought too much about it, but there isn't really a whole lot to go off of either, which is kind of why I'm, you know, making the video. I'm asking y'all motherfuckers, what did he mean by that? What do y'all think? Because either, you know, he knew the worlds were going to join back together and he thought he'd be able to see Galea, you know, again when the worlds joined, or he meant to like, oh, I'll face you in the collective unconscious when we're both fucking dead, some shit like that. I don't really know. But yeah, I've just kind of been thinking about that line for a while now, and I just kind of got reminded of it while watching that cutscene again for the video. So I don't know, am I looking too deep into it? Is there like a simpler reason? Was it like ever something alluding to it or whatever that I forgot about? I don't know. What do y'all think? Because I have no clue. Just maybe it's one of those things where it's just specifically made vague to be open up to interpretation, to let us kind of like fill it in with our own headcanon, like Takahashi is known to do, or at least Yoko Taro. Somebody, I don't remember. But yeah, so I kind of just wanted to make a quick little video going over that. Tell me what y'all think, because discussion is nice, I guess. So yeah, that's really about it. So as always, thanks for watching. Have a damn good day. Stay safe. Be well and play some goddamn Xenoblade.